Right, well, Apple unveiled 4 new iPhone models and updates to its watches on Tuesday. Along with its new products, a long-awaited price increases that appear to be part of the tech company's effort to guide consumers to exchange their older products and purchase these higher-end devices. Let's bring in Yahoo Finance's Dan Howley to discuss more. Hey, Dan.
That's right, Rochelle. Obviously I was over at Apple's event yesterday. I'm still here in Cupertino, though there's nothing really doing at Apple's campus, so I'm in my hotel. The kind of deal here, though, that we're seeing with Apple is, if you look at the iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Plus, yes, they still start the same pricing at $799 for the iPhone 15. But then when you move up to the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, it's the Pro Max that gets that $100 price jump from $1099 to $1199. And yes, the standard Pro is still $999. Apple will say that, yes, the $1199 is what they priced the iPhone 14 Pro Max at last year with the same amount of storage, but there now is a higher starting price regardless for that higher end phone. And so why are they guiding, or how are they guiding consumers to those pricier devices? Well, they've made the Pro line a lot more exclusive as far as features compared to the iPhone 15. The iPhone 15 gets the chip from last year's iPhone 14 Pro, so that's the A16. It also gets last year's Dynamic Island, something that we saw on the iPhone 14 Pro already, and carries over to the 15 Pro. But this is the first time a baseline iPhone is getting it. They also still have the kind of ultra wide and wide angle optical lens, but they do have a kind of optical like 2x zoom on there. But really, the vast majority of the improvements are on the Pro line. That's where the titanium casing is. That's where you get that telephoto lens. That's where they have the new A17 Pro chip. They really went to pains to explain how that's great for gaming, as well as other forms of processing. And so when you look then at the Pro Max, that gets even more exclusive. We're talking about instead of a 3x telephoto lens, it's got a 5x telephoto lens. And I can tell you that, from 3x to 5x is a pretty big jump when it comes to a camera. And when it comes to consumers, there's 3 things that they really want out of their phone: a good display, a good battery, and a good camera. And so Apple is pushing the Pro Max, the highest end and priciest phone, as the one with the 5x zoom, and keeping that from the iPhone 15 Pro. It's not just the camera, though. The iPhone 15 Pro also gets faster data transfer rate. So both phones, or all 4 phones rather, have USB-C, but because of the chip in the 15 Pro Max, it gets faster overall transfer speeds, and that is going to allow it. Well, it's also in the 15 Pro, but it also allows for better, faster speeds as far as whether you're downloading data, transferring data from the phone itself. So it becomes kind of a productivity workhorse. And then just the general sense that, as I said, it has that titanium casing, the new design styling, just a slight change. They really are making it feel as though this is the premium phone that, if you want the best of the best, you have to go with. And that extra $100, while it's not across the board for the pros, it does seem as though the Pro Max is going to be the one that a lot of consumers opt for when they are the ones that are the first out the door. Now, regular consumers who may hold off for a little bit may just go for the 15 or the standard Pro. But I do think that the ones who are out the door first are going to opt for the Pro Max just because of those higher end features.
And we'll have to see, because some of the reception online, I think people are just looking at the model itself and saying, I don't get the big deal. But it's because we were used to, the very exciting outward changes that we would see to the actual iPhone model. But as you mentioned, there's so much of the technology and the software inside has changed so much. So perhaps people should appreciate that more and perhaps take a closer look at these new iPhone models. A big thank you there to our very own Dan Howley.